Good morning, everybody, and welcome. My name is Eric Reid. This is Success Life Live. What is Success Life Live all about? Well, many of you are frequent tuner-inners. I guess that's what we'll call you, or followers, or fans, or tribe members, or whatever. And so you know we gather here each and every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern because we need to start reprogramming this thing up here. We need to get our mindset right in order to start developing and encouraging the life that we want to live. You know, Success Life is about learning to live intentionally and fully engaged. And to do that, we need to be in a tribe, a community of like-minded people. And that's what this is all about. And I'm a coach, and I've been doing this now for well over 700 of these Facebook Lives and have had the opportunity to coach and speak and interact with so many people as a result of this. And so for me, I love this part of my day. And I hope you will learn to as well and encourage people to jump in and join. So good morning, Al. Good morning, Santos. I see a couple other people jump in. I apologize. You went by so quick, I didn't get a chance to say hello. Good morning, Zoe. Take a moment, say hello, say good morning, connect to somebody. And I encourage the comments because we're not sideline livers. We're people that jump in and engage in our lives. And so often, you know, and I got to tell you honestly, when I say it hurts my feelings, it kind of hurts my feelings, but that I'll go back and I'll see that there were 10 or 15 people, but some of them never engaged, some of them never commented, some of them never interacted. And I sometimes think, wow, I hope they're not going through life, their dreams, their journey that way. So I encourage you, if nothing else, a hello, hi, what flavor coffee you like. So let's get into today's lesson. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. Got to do a quick shout out. Matthew is primarily a fitness and health coach. And, the man rocks in that department. And I get so frustrated because he makes it look so easy and so natural. And he has so much knowledge about diet and fitness and exercise and routines that he's got like the PhD. And I'm the one trying to decide if the fun size candy bar is allowable on my cheat plan. And so I know he would tell me no, or he'd say, sure, you can eat it, but be prepared to walk for the next 3 hours to get rid of it. So if you're looking for somebody that's about fitness and health and body image and changing your mindset and your body at the same time, check him out because he knows more than those trainers at the gym that just walk around and point out the equipment. That's not his approach. So anyhow, I digress because I was teasing him about how I gained weight on keto because I didn't realize that you could eat all the bacon. You just couldn't sandwich it between bread. So anyhow, on to our morning. Good morning, Kenya. I saw somebody else slip in. I think it may have been Julie. I don't know. So take a moment and say hello. No cheat plans. Don't waste your hard work on that food. When you have kids, you'll understand. Food is always laying around and it seems like a waste to throw it away. So what do? That's how I put on all this weight. It's called baby weight. It's called male baby weight. They don't finish the Pop-Tart at breakfast. You think stupid. Why throw it away? Boom. Hey, Jake is in the house. Jake, are you heading off to IMC as well? Youngest member of the tribe. Anyhow, I want to talk about today's sort of thought and meme that went up earlier. And I had started it with nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Are you hurrying through life? Are you on this idea that because I'm an entrepreneur, a dream builder, a transformer, a creator, that I've got to be rushing 90 miles an hour? I've got to have this comparison chart of like, look what I did today. I did this and this and this and this and this and this. And if somebody says, well, I did, you have to add 3 more things. Are you in this frantic pace to prove to the world that you can be busier than anybody else? Because I'm so busy, I'm going to stumble upon success. Here's the reality. Busy is not productive. Busy is not engaged. Busy is not intentional. Busy is not living life. Busy is just busy, and often we're busy out of fear of slowing down and engaging. We're sitting side by side next to somebody, and because that's such a vulnerable place to be, whether it's with our family, whether it's with our boss or coworkers or a stranger on the bus, because that requires the most of us, because we have to get fully connected, we have to fully engage, we have to be present with that person to have a conversation, we find something to create busyness. We'll jump on our phones, we'll pull out our iPads, we'll do something to look busy. We'll start writing up to-do lists in the middle of church because we got to be busy. Because to be engaged requires our highest and best. To be silent is a very scary place for most of us. Because when we're silent, we're with ourselves, our true selves. Not our entrepreneur, our mom, our dad, our spouse self. Not the business builder, the creator, the team leader self, but ourself, our silent self. And when we're with our silent self, we get scared. We feel insecure. We feel as if we're slowly fading. You know, I think of that Invisible Man movie where he takes the potion and he starts to slowly fade. He just slowly becomes transparent. And I think some of us feel that if we stop being busy, if we stop running 90 miles an hour, if we stop always being frantic and in this vibration of chaos, and we take the slow down and engage potion, that will fade away, that there won't be anything left of us, that we really won't be present any longer. Because up until now, everything that we considered ourselves valuable about was how busy we could be, how many things we could accomplish, how many more things we could add to our to-do list. And I love people that are busy and they'll be, oh, you don't understand, I'm so busy. And they take it on as a martyr role. And I'm like, time out. You're the one that put that on your list. Time out. You're the one that overscheduled yourself. You're the one that chose to run away from silence and engagements and quality moments. So if you expect to be fully prepared for tomorrow, for the next moment, the next hour, you got to be fully engaged in this moment. You know, Jake, I don't know if you're here, but to prepare for tomorrow's test, you got to study today. You can't be thinking about the test without learning what you've got to learn now. And the same thing will apply to everything that you do in life. Tomorrow will not exist without today. And if you pour into today at 100%, if you fully engaged, if you detach from the past and detach from the future and stand in the now vibration, you alter tomorrow. But if you're like, oh, I got to get this and got to go there and got to do this and got to do this, and you don't understand, I've got a 30-day challenge going on, and the energy that you're creating now is going to transfer to tomorrow, to next week, into your business, into your family, into your health, into your finances, into everything else. Why would you want to bring chaos into your future? Why would you want to bring disconnectedness into your future relationships? Why would you... Hey, Jake, why would you want to poison the future water by not being present in today? Slow down. I'm not saying stop. I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying toss things aside. But stop long enough to breathe. You know, one of my biggest faults, and I'm just going to tell you here because nobody's listening, right? Nobody's listening. As a dad, I have to really grind myself into stopping and listening to my daughter. My daughter has cerebral palsy. I think some of you, I've told you, or you'll find out as we become friends. And one of the way it shows up is she has a really high receptive language skill. So her language skill is right on track with her peer group and everything. Like, totally gets it. Her expressive language, which means the way that she communicates, is really diminished. And it's partly muscle motor coordination, but it's also the brain connectivity issue. So she can process this an idea at a really high rate, but she has to express it really, really low and in really small bites. And so as I'm rushing around through life and moving through the house and just interacting with her, she'll say something, I'll be like, what? And I literally, you could almost see my head snap, like, what? And I'll be like, okay, what? And I have to get like so small and so tight and so close and so narrow into her to understand, because she's taken this big, huge idea, want, desire, whatever, and she's had to break it down to 3 words and a gesture. And for me, and my normal pattern of racing through and communicating as I do, at this rate, having to go there, man, that's a mind bender. That to me is like a workout. And I'll turn to her someday and say, dear, I don't understand. I can't hear, like help me, speed up your, no, it's my responsibility to stop being busy, to stop being distracted, to stop thinking about all of the things outside of the moment that she needs me to be present for. Because what I've learned, or learning, I'm a slow learner, I'm going to be honest with you. Some things I'm just not quite bright at. That if I don't take that moment, if I don't engage in that moment, if I don't funnel in and focus down, chaos is about to happen. Somewhere, somehow, chaos is going to happen. And it's going to cost me more time, more energy, just more than if I would focus in on the moment. For example, she may be, it happens frequently because I'm just, like I said, a slow learner. And I dirty, and I'm thinking, you're dirty. Okay, I'll give you the bath later. No, I'm dirty. I know, you're dirty. I'll take care of it later. No, and I just rush off. What she was saying is, I'm thirsty. Now, 8-year-old little girl that's thirsty, that knows where the refrigerator and the cups are, that has a muscle motor issue, she got to go ahead and get her drink. She got to finish that on dirty. And pretty soon the kitchen will be dirty. And I'll be mopping up and I'll be chaotic and it'll be like, oh my gosh, why didn't you say you were thirsty? I would have gotten the juice. It would have saved me so much more work if I had just done it myself instead of you trying to. You can see the chaos. Because I wasn't fully present, because I wasn't fully engaged, and that little moment, and heard thirsty, not dirty, and understood the gesture, I took all of that chaotic energy that I was trying to avoid by rushing and being busy, and shoved it into my future. And then there's all kinds of echo effects with my daughter feeling bad that she spilled, and you can hear it, you can see it. It's a small example. But you're asking why your marriage is disengaged. Well, maybe because you didn't listen this morning when they went off to work and they said they're concerned about what's going on their team. And you said, I got it, but I got to go this way, I got to go that way, I got to go do this. If you're wondering why your health is completely falling apart, well, were you engaged in what you ate? Like, being present requires us to see ourselves for our real self and then begin to make intentional changes on how we want to become. So get present, get focused, get into this moment, because every other moment of your life is dependent upon how well you live now. Your success isn't based on what's going to happen tomorrow. Your success is based on what you're going to do right now and how well you're going to do it. And so when I talk about living a life of success, it is that living intentionally and being fully engaged. Life. Living intentionally, fully engaged. Life is happening now. Are you present, or have you already checked out of this video and are heading down the street and it's already 3 o'clock in your mind? Oh, I love that, Laura. Thank you. Being present is the most unopened gift on the table. I tell you, it's a hard one for me. I mean, I always keep my day timer over here. I'm going to start bringing it there. My goal for today, and I write a goal for each and every day, even though I have a big vision and a big master plan, etc. The goal for today is actually, and it's written, and I'd show it to you, is to be present at my daughter's event. She has a little thing this afternoon at school, and I know, like, okay, be present at her event. And then I wrote down, what is that going to require? Like, because I know this isn't something that happens easily and naturally for me, I have to habit myself into it. And so I said, what is that going to require? It's going to require that I leave my cell phone in the car. It's going to require that I take off my watch, because my watch will tell me what my cell phone's doing. So take off my watch. It's going to require, and this is on my list, that I arrive 10 minutes early so that I can sit in the car, clear my mind, clear my calendar, clear my thoughts, so that when I walk in, I'm fully enabled to be engaged. And there's a few other things that I put present. But if you know that being present is difficult for you because you've been caught up in a distracted mindset, write it in your calendar. At 9 o'clock, I intend to be fully present for this event. Here is how I am going to do it. And then do it. Trust me, the reward you will receive is beyond what you can comprehend. Because maybe for the first time in your entire life, you are fully and 100% present in someone else's life. Isn't that going to be cool? To, like, for one moment, and I'm not talking an hour, take one moment, 3 minutes, whatever. How amazing would it be to stand in a moment complete and whole and undistracted? To be fully present with yourself and the divine appointment that you've been assigned in that moment. How, I mean, it's bigger than a bank account. To know that the moment that you're standing in, not the past, not the future, but the now, was ordained by the divine, and you have stepped into it fully and completely. I'll tell you, you do it once, you're going to get addicted. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Good morning, Jake. It's great to meet you. Your mom and I got to say, your mom and I know. Being a son, that's kind of like a weird thing. But we're trying to plan a Fun Friend Friday, so she needs your schedule so that we can get that set up, all right? Because you would be officially the youngest. No, I'm sorry, my son is younger than you. He was a Fun Friend Friday guest. So you would be the first official, not the youngest non-family member Fun Friend Friday guest. How's that? We'll give you a title, Jake. Anyhow, I wish you guys all a fantastic day. Please take a moment. Take one moment today and be fully present. And then multiply it. All right? All right. Tomorrow is a Fun Friend Friday guest. He has traveled all the way from Bangladesh to be a part of IMC, which is a JMT event. 11 time zones he has traveled. 11 time zones. Not to talk about culture and all of the other dreams and events that he has had to conquer and go through to arrive at tomorrow. And I am really excited because we're going to talk about expectations. What are his expectations of the event? What is his expectations of arriving in America and being part of this whole journey? It's going to be really cool to see his perspective before it happens. Like, this is my intention for the event. This is my expectation. This is my dream. This is my desire. This is what I traveled 11 time zones to have happen. And for those of you that don't travel out in and out of the United States, it's not as easy as getting on a plane and going from Alabama to Florida. No, you got to get visas and currency changes and passports and international you don't just make the decision, you plan the decision. So it'll be really cool. So make sure you're part of tomorrow's Fun Friend Friday. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. And then if you're at IMC, you're going to have to chase them down and say, I saw you on Fun Friend Friday. Welcome. How can I help you meet your expectations? So I really hope all of the JMT IMCers are here so they can see him, know him, and find out what his expectations are, and then help him achieve them. So that is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Good morning, Santos. Greg knows international travel. Yeah, it's funny. And I say this because I've lived outside the U.S. and had to come back and forth, even on a U.S. passport. But when I when I lived in Uruguay and I'd have to come back to the U.S. because we were establishing residency in Uruguay, I had to go and get travel documents and visas and permits to leave the country and re-enter without interrupting my residency permit. And then I had to do currency changes. And because I was basing my travel on the US dollars and the hotels were US dollars and the cabs were US dollars, and I was living in Uruguay, it was like, okay, is the dollar high? Is the dollar low? When is the best time for me to exchange rate or buy or, whatever? And then because you're traveling outside the US, you can't book a hotel room with a credit card sometimes from an outside country. So there's wiring of deposit. It's not just like getting in the car and going to the Winn-Dixie. No, it takes a little bit of effort. And then to come from Bangladesh to the US and the Bangladesh economy and the investment that's being made to be present, I honor already. I honor Camille already. So I hope you'll join me for tomorrow's Fun Friend Friday because it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to hear about his expectations so far and moving forward. So I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for Fun Friend Friday. Until then, go out and just be present. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a freeing feeling. It's what we designed to do. It's what we were designed to do. Nowhere else in the universe are they already focused. I mean, my tree outside, my poor tree gets more credit sometimes than my kids, but my poor tree outside isn't like, oh, I got to worry about tomorrow. No, it's just present in the sunshine and the glory of today. And that's what I want you to experience, all right? Good morning, Chris and Kim. Hope you are well. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for Success Life Live. Do me a favor, if you're watching in the replay, if you've been sitting on the sidelines, if you just been hanging on the edge, ain't gonna work. You gotta make a comment, stop in, say hello. Eric, I got your project on my list today. Don't worry, it'll be done for you, brother. Eric wrote a really cool book, by the way. Let me sell you something. And what I loved about his book was it was a practical guide. Like if you fear selling, he breaks it down that you could just read the book while you're on the phone and nobody would know and you'd probably land the deal. So check it out. It's a really good book. But anyhow, go off and live your life with success today. It is yours and you are worthy of it, my friend. You are worthy of it. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.